I taught my best friend everything. He stole my promotion, so I deleted his career. For 5 years, Mark was my best friend, my mentee, and my partner. We built the Project Phoenix together, a piece of proprietary software that was supposed to be my ticket to the top. But when the CEO announced the promotion, it wasn't my name he called, it was Mark's. He had stolen my work, my future, and my trust. The betrayal was absolute. He thought he won. He thought I was just another fool he could step over on his way up the ladder. What he didn't know was that I had left a tiny invisible backdoor in the code, a backdoor that was about to delete his entire career. This is my story of how I used his own arrogance to cost him his biggest career move and expose him as the fraud he truly was. I was a senior developer at a mid-sized tech firm. My best friend Mark was a junior I had personally mentored. I trusted him completely. We were a team, a duo, working on a project that I knew would make my career, Project Phoenix. The CEO announced a massive promotion, Vice President of Development, specifically to lead the launch of Project Phoenix. I knew it was mine. I had earned it. Monday morning, the boardroom was packed. The CEO walked in, skipped the pleasantries, and announced the new VP. The new Vice President of Development is Mark. My blood ran cold. Later that day, I realized the truth. Mark had used a final, unreleased version of the Project Phoenix code, a version only I had finished, in his presentation slides. He had stolen the entire project and my future. I didn't quit. I stayed quiet. I knew confronting Mark would just lead to a he said situation. I needed proof, and I needed Mark to self-destruct. I remembered a tiny, non-obvious flaw I had intentionally left in the final code. It wasn't a bug. It was a security feature I had planned to remove later. I waited. I waited until the day Mark was scheduled to give the final, high-stakes demo of Project Phoenix to the company's biggest potential client, a multi-million-dollar contract. The night before the demo, I anonymously sent an email to the CEO and the head of security. The subject line was simple: critical security vulnerability in Project Phoenix. The next day, the demo began. Mark was confident, arrogant. The client was impressed. Just as Mark was about to close the deal, the head of security interrupted. He looked grave. He said, "Mark, we need you to run a quick diagnostic test on the system. Live right now." We received an anonymous tip about a critical flaw. The system immediately recognized the test as a threat. The screen flashed red. The database began to purge all non-essential data. The entire system crashed, live, in front of the client and the board. Mark, panicking, couldn't fix it. He couldn't even explain the line of code that caused the crash. His lack of fundamental knowledge was exposed. The client walked out. Mark was fired on the spot for gross incompetence and the unauthorized use of unverified code. I didn't get the VP job. I got something better. A massive offer from the client who walked out, impressed by the anonymous tip that saved them from a flawed system. Mark lost his job, his reputation, and his best friend. He learned the hard way that when you steal someone's script, you don't get to write the ending. What do you think? Was his revenge justified, or did he went too far? Let me know in the comments below. If you love stories of betrayal, retribution, and satisfying karma, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We post new stories every week. Until next time, remember, the script always flips.